Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Devi Gauravani Kacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Bhaštacharya Satarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Gadadhara Gaur Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. I'll do the arts. All right, Guru Maharaj will do the arts. Somebody else can do the kirtan. I'm going to sit down. Yeah, I can sit it.
Anybody singing the lowest key of our spiritual master? One can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opened my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates, by him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the notion of mercy, friend of the poor and the Lord and master of devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. We take shelter at your lotus. Srila Prabhupada ki. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Rana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Vando Mui Savadhana Mate Vando Mui Savadhana Mate कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जहाँ ते कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जहाँ ते पद्मा वाक्या चिते ते कोरिया क्या वाक्या चिते ते कोरिया क्या आरना कोरी हो मने आशा आरना कोरी हो मने आशा श्री गुरु चरणे राती ऐसे उत्तम गति जय प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा पूरे सर्व आशा जय प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेद गाय जहाँ रचरित वेद गाय जहाँ रचरित श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनारा बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनारा बंधु बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना आहा प्रभु को दया देहो मोरे पाद छाया प्रभु को दया पाद छाया प्रभु को दया देहो मोरे पाद छाया Hare Pada Chaya Ebejasu Shukribhuvana Ebejasu Shukribhuvana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Pavana Srila Prabhupada Ela Sharana Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Parshatadeshatarine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Parshatadesatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Advaita Gadadhar Vasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jayam Vishnu Padmanamaham Zaparipajakacharnjam Ashtadarashi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Tidani Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnu Padmanamaham Zaparipajakacharnjam Ashtadarashi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Padam Sakoho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shama Kun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaura Premananda. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to His divine grace. Srila Prabhupada, Namam Vishnapadaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane, Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pacharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtadesha Tarine.
Can I do the announcements first? Can I do the announcements and introduction tonight? Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Friday morning Bhagavatam class. We're fortunate today again to have very special speakers. His Grace Sankarshan Dasadikari and Her Grace Vishnu Priya Mataji. They've been practicing Krishna consciousness for around 60 years now. His Grace Sankarshan Dasadikari is Srila Prabhupada's disciple. And they've been traveling all around the world, teaching, guiding, and helping out a lot of souls around the world. His Grace has an e-course. They already heard it? Okay. So I'll just hand it over to Gurudev. Okay, thank you.
You ready? Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Balaba Girivaridhari Gopi Jana Balaba Girivaridhari Jasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Ramha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Balaba Girivaridhari Gopi Jana Balaba Girivaridhari Jasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari So today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 9, text 37. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sanigamam, let's see, that's a good tune. Sanigamam Bahayam. Sadigama up, Namnigama. Sanigamam Apahayamat Prajikyam. Ritamati Karnabhabhuta Ratasta. Tatalvrata Charana Bhayayat Shalagur. Harariva Hantamibhankatotariya. Svanigamam Apahayamat Pratigyam. Ritamati Karnabhabhuta Ratasta. Detam Ratav Charana Bhayat Shalagur. Hararivaham Nagavangatotariya. Svanigamam Apahayamat Pratigyam. Ritamaki Kartamabhapokta Ratasta. Nitavratav Charana Bhayat Shalagur. Hararivaham Nagavangatotariya. Nigamama Pahayamat Pratigyam. Ratadi Kartamavipokta Ratasta. Itarvata Charana Bhayat Shalagur. Hariyatam Hanamibhangatotariya. Sanigamam Apahayamat Pratigyam. Ratang Mite Kartamavipokta Ratasta. Itarvata Charana Bhayat Shalagur. Hariyavapandamibhangatotariya. Ladies, Sanigamam Apahayamat Pratigyam. Ritamate Kartamavipokta Ratasta. Nitavrata Charana Bhayat Shalagur. Hareva Pantamibhankatotariya. Sanigamam Apahayamat Pratigyam. Vitamate Kartamavipokta Ratasta. Titavrata Charana Bhayat Shalagur. Harivaham Tamidhankatotariya. Sanigamam Apahayamat Pratigyam. Tamate Kartamavipokta Ratasta. Taratav charana bayatsaladgur. Riva manta vibhagatav tareya. Sanigamam. Om truthfulness. Apahaya. For nullifying. Mat pratigyam. My own promise. Ritam. Factual. Adhi. More. Kartum. For doing it. Avapluta. Getting down. And ratastha. From the chariot. Drita. Taking up. Ratha. Chariot. Charana. Wheel. Abhyayant. Went hurriedly. Chalangu. Trampling the earth. Hari. Lion. Eva. Like. Hantum. To kill. Hibham. Elephant. Gata. Leaving aside. Uttariya. Covering cloth. Translation and purport by our most beloved founder Acharya, His Divine Grace Om Vishnu Pad Panamahamsa Paribhajakacharya Satarasadashi Shrimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Dandi Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada. Fulfilling my vow and sacrificing his own promise, he got down from the chariot, took up its wheel, and ran towards me hurriedly, just as a lion goes to kill an elephant. He even dropped his outer garment on the way. Purport. The Battle of Kurukshetra was fought on military principles, but at the same time in a sparring spirit like a friend's fight with another friend. Duryodhana criticized Bhishma Deva, alleging that he was reluctant to kill Arjuna because of paternal affection. Kshatriya cannot tolerate insults on the principle of fighting. Bhishma Deva therefore promised the next day he would kill all the 5 Pandavas with special weapons made for the purpose. Duryodhana was satisfied and he kept the arrows with him to be delivered the next day during the fight. By tricks, Arjuna took the arrows from Duryodhana, and Bhishma Deva could understand that this was the trick of Lord Krishna, so he took a vow that the next day Krishna would have to take up weapons himself, otherwise his friend Arjuna would die. In the next day's fighting, Bhishma Deva fought so violently that both Arjuna and Krishna were in trouble. Arjuna was almost defeated. The situation was so tense that he was about to be killed by Bhishma Deva the very next moment. At that time, Lord Krishna wanted to please his devotee Bhishma by keeping Bhishma's promise, which is more important than his own. Seemingly, he broke his own promise. He promised before the beginning of the Battle of Kurukshetra that he would remain without weapons and would not use his strength for either of the parties. But to protect Arjuna, he got down from the chariot, took up the wheel of the chariot, and hurriedly rushed at Bhishma Deva in an angry mood, just as a lion goes to kill an elephant. He dropped his own covering cloth on the way, and out of great anger he did not know that he had dropped it. Bhishma Deva at once gave up his weapons and stood to be killed by Krishna, his beloved Lord. The fighting of the day was thus ended at that very moment, and Arjuna was saved. Of course, there was no possibility of Arjuna's death, because the Lord himself was on the chariot, but Bhishma Deva wanted to see Krishna take up some weapon to save his friend. The Lord created this situation, making Arjuna's death appear imminent. He stood before Bhishma Deva to show him that his promise was fulfilled and that he had taken up the wheel. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Balakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Svamaniti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So, just see how amazing this Vedic culture. Amazing. Really, really amazing. Here they are fighting to death on the battlefield. In the evening they're friends. Can you imagine what kind of culture that was? In the day they're fighting to the death, in the evening they get that as friends. See, Arjuna went to the camp of Duryodhana as friends, cousin brothers, right? They get there, they have a little socializing in the evening. Well, we had a really good fight today, let's see what happens tomorrow. You imagine socializing in the evening as friends? So Arjuna went to the camp of Duryodhana as friends. Actually, Prabhupada told us in one lecture, he said, "Oh, my dear Arjuna, it's so nice to see you here. Would you like to give me, you like to give me the whole kingdom without fighting?" Duryodhana actually offered it as a friend. He said, "Prabhupada, no, I've not come for that purpose. I've not come for that." See, Duryodhana had told Bhishma Dev, "I don't think you're fighting for your full strength. Out of eternal affection, you're not fighting to your full strength." So that was an insult against the warrior, because the warriors are into their power and their strength. He took it as an insult. "What do you mean not fighting my strength? Next day I will kill those 5 Pandavas. I have 5 arrows for this purpose." He promised Duryodhana, "Yes, I promise I will kill them tomorrow, and here's the arrows set aside for that purpose." So Duryodhana, these are very special arrows. He said, "Let me keep those arrows," Duryodhana said. "I'll keep those arrows with me, and I'll give them to you at the right moment." He didn't want the arrows to get lost in the battle, right? "I will keep them with me very carefully. When you're ready, and I'll give you those arrows at the right time." So Arjuna came. He said, "No, my dear brother, I've not come to beg you for the whole kingdom. All I want is one thing. Remember, a long time ago, you promised me that if you'd give me whenever you would fill my, you promised me to give me what I want at some time in the future. So now, to fulfill that promise, I've come to ask for those 5 arrows." So Bhishma Dev was enraged because now I can't keep my promise. I promised to kill the Pandavas. Now my promise is broken. Krishna actually told Arjuna to do this. So Krishna has made me break my promise. You see. Now Krishna had promised, "I will not raise a weapon during this fight. I'll be neutral." So Krishna made me make my promise. I will make Krishna break his promise. You see, it's the Kshatriya spirit. He made me break my promise. I will make Krishna break his promise. So that's what happened. You see. So Bhishma Dev fought with so much strength and so much determination, very valiantly fought. I will make Krishna break his promise. Actually, if Krishna had not picked up that chariot wheel, Arjuna would have been killed. That's a fact. So this was a pastime between Bhishma Dev and Krishna. Krishna made I make him break his promise. You see. So this is what happened in this verse. It's an amazing pastime, actually. It's also an amazing thing here about Krishna's cloth. Krishna was so in the fight, he had an hour garment, he dropped here, got his garment. Now normally Krishna was a very meticulous dresser. Even when you go to kill a demon, he addressed his belt very nicely, like an actor going on the stage, you know. Make sure my costume, look in the mirror, get everything just right, you know. Just like a devotee goes to give a lecture, make my kurtas properly situated, you know, get the shoulders back. So Krishna was very, very meticulous dresser. He would make his belt was adjust nicely before he go to kill the demon. But now, in this intensity, this is not a normal fight of Krishna killing a demon. This is much, much more intense than Krishna's pastime of killing the demons that Kamsa sent. This was so intense that even Krishna, who was a very meticulous dresser, even when killing a demon, he dropped his outer garment. That's how intense it actually was, you see. This is a very interesting statement. At that time, Lord Krishna wanted to please his devotee Bhishma by keeping Bhishma's promise. It was more important than his own. See, Krishna never breaks his word. But in this pastime, Krishna broke his word. For the purpose of Bhishma keeping his promise. It's a very interesting thing. Krishna considers Bhishma's promise more important than his own promise, you see. Just see the love of Krishna for his devotees, you see. Just see the love of Krishna for his devotees. He considers their promise more important than his own. So just see how fond Krishna is of his devotees, you see. Amazingly fond of his devotees. Krishna considers his devotees' happiness more important than his own. Krishna will sacrifice everything for his devotees' happiness. This is the loving feeling, you see. Krishna has unlimited love for his devotees, unlimited love. He will do anything, as they say, bend over backwards, is the saying we have in English. He will bend over backwards to see that his devotee is happy. So don't think that Krishna is ever neglecting you, you see. Sometimes we think, well, it's so difficult, you know, I have this pain, this sickness, I just lost my job, you know, I'm broke, I had a car wreck, you know, Krishna must be neglecting me. Don't think that way. Krishna never neglects his devotees, never neglects his devotees. Everything that's happening to us at every minute is the special mercy of Krishna. Can you believe that? Do you believe that or not? You think there's just some fancy words to convince you to join the cult? No. It's a scientific fact that Krishna has so much love for his devotees. He's perfectly arranging things at every minute to bless his devotees. I always tell this story. I was lying in bed with a horrible case of sciatica. I couldn't even move, it was so bad. I couldn't even get out of the bed to pass urine. I have a little tube on the side of the bed. I passed urine while I was laying in the bed. They call it pisarama, I used to call it. I would pass urine in this tube, but couldn't get out of the bed to pass urine. It was so bad. And I'm in so much pain. I thought I'd never get out of bed forever. I thought I'd be bedridden the rest of my life. It was that bad. But there was a beautiful picture on the wall. Beautiful, beautiful picture. Murli Manohar standing on the bank of Jamuna. Even when I sing that verse, Jamuna Tiravanachari, I visualize. It's a beautiful picture of Krishna standing on the bank of Jamuna with the flute. In the moonlight evening, moonlit evening, and illuminating his body. Very beautiful. So I would just look at Murli Manohar standing there and I'd say, my dear Lord, you are the puppeteer, I'm the puppet, now you pull my strings as you like. You're the puppeteer, I'm the puppet, now you pull my strings as you like. What's this called? Surrender, right? This is called surrender. Do whatever you want to with my Lord. I'm your eternal servant. Not, well, my dear Lord, if you give me this, then I'll be your devotee. That's not business. That's not a business deal. That's devotion. If you cure me from my sciatica, then I'll be your devotee. Otherwise, forget it. That's not devotion. That's not devotion. You will not become Krishna conscious. You're trying to make a business deal with the Lord. You can't make a business deal with Krishna. You can't do that. We have to be fully surrendered. Sarvadaman parijaja mamekang shatanam vraja. Give up everything. I have one duty, ekadharma, one duty and one duty only. I must now fully give myself to Krishna. You see? And when you do that, it becomes amazing. It becomes absolutely amazing when you do that. Krishna becomes your personal property. When you give yourself fully to Him, He gives Himself fully to you. Therefore, a devotee is never in need of anything. Krishna gives him everything in every situation. I preserve what they have and carry what they lack. For those who do what? Make a business deal? No. For those who worship me with exclusive devotion. What does exclusive mean? Well, I'm devoted to my girlfriend. No, I'm devoted to Krishna and that's it. Bas, finished. One devotion only, fully surrendered to Krishna. No conditions. Unconditional surrender. So do you want to be there or not? Where Krishna gives everything you need, preserve what they have and carry what they lack. We're lacking in so many things, isn't it? But Krishna covers for us. Whatever we're lacking, covers for us. Covers for us. You want that kind of relationship with Krishna? You can have it. It's available to everybody. But do you want it? Do you really want it or not? Well, it sounds okay, but. Kick out the butts, y'all. Kick them out. Kick out all the butts. No more butts. No. Now I must fully give myself. And as Krishna protected Arjuna, Krishna protected me also. My devotee is never vanquished. Never vanquished. Sometimes it may feel, I'm really being mistreated. I'm being cheated, mistreated in so many ways. Krishna's not really doing Krishna's not doing a very good job of protecting me. No, don't think that way. Do not think that way. Krishna if you put yourself in Krishna's hands, you'll never be vanquished in any situation. Even when I was a kid, America was much more God conscious. I'm talking about in the 50s. And I used to listen to pop radio. That was my pastime as a kid. Spend the whole summer listening to top 40 radio. But there was one song. Can you imagine how God conscious it was in those days in America? This was a #1 hit song. It went like this. He's got the whole world in his hands. You got the whole world in his hands. You got the whole world in his hands. You got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister. A song about God. Can you imagine? It was a top hit on the radio. Of course, My Sweet Lord also made it too. That was in the 70s. That was a rare hit because George Harrison was the Beatle, But this is back in the 50s. That was a #1 hit. So what can we have to put ourselves in the hands of Krishna. You see. In God we trust. They're on the U.S. currency. They want to change it to in Trump we trust now, but in God we trust. You see. No, we have to really trust God. Prabhupada often talked about this in the American currency, and God we trust. He made an argument in this connection. If you know somebody, you can trust him, but if you don't know him, you can't trust him. So how you can really trust God if you don't even know him? If they say, who is God? Well, I don't know. Maybe he's a myth like the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. I don't know. To really trust someone, you have to know them. You understand? If I don't, just like somebody comes in, can you lend me $1,000? Now, if it's Sankarshan, I can say yes. Because I know him, I trust him. Some stranger walks in, can you lend me $1,000? I don't even know you. You're going to rip me off for $1,000. Forget it. To trust someone, you have to know that person. No, this person is not going to cheat you. So if you don't know God, how you can trust him? So this is an empty slogan, in God we trust. It's an empty slogan. It's a nice sentiment, but it's not scientific. It's not, you understand this? It's not actually practical. Does this make sense to you? Yeah. You have to actually know someone to trust them. So by the mercy of Prabhupada, we can actually trust God. We can know who he is, what his qualities are, what his pastimes are, what his teachings are, what his qualities are, what his mentality is. We can know everything of God in full. Brahmaji has given us so much information also, Brahma's immediate. Chintamani prakara sadma sukalpa vriksha laksha vrateshu surabhira vipalayantam lakshmi sahashashasam brahmasevyamanam govindamadi purusham tamaham vajami. Agresha Govinda, the primeval Lord, was tending the cows, yielding all desire in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees and always serving great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis or gopis. Pretty amazing stuff. How did Brahmaji, how could he tell us all this stuff? He had his own awakening. Brahmaji was given the eyes to see all these things. It wasn't just, imagination. Brahmaji experienced these things. Can you imagine what it means to become awakened in Krishna consciousness? Brahmaji became a Hare Krishna. We all know from the philosophy, becoming birth as a Brahma is the first birth you take when you fall down from the spiritual world. The Brahmas are karmis. The first birth we make in the mature world is Brahma. You wanted to be God, so you're leaving the spiritual world to try to be God. And Krishna says, okay, I'll let you be God. I'll give you your own universe. You can play God for a while and see how you like him. So we were all Brahmas. You were a Brahma. We were all Brahmas. Every one of us is formerly a Brahma, 4-headed, 40-headed, like that. So, but our Brahma was also born as a karmi, but he became a pure devotee. Just like you're becoming a devotee, he became a devotee. He became a pure devotee, Shuddha Bhakta, where he could actually see and experience all these things. Amazing what he actually experienced. Ananda chinmaya vratam matayam manasu ya pranenam pradyadrazam vamamam upecham lila yatena vibhajanajam. All these wonderful verses he had. Agresha Govinda, the transcendental form, is transcendental, full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs, and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane. Just imagine what kind of realization he had to be able to write such poetry. Wow. Can you imagine him being able to write such things? What kind of realization he had? Well, guess what? Prabhus and Matajis, you can have the same realization. You can have the same realization as Brahmaji. How to do it? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But we have to give up the offenses. We have to give up the offenses. The problem is we're only seeing Tirana out there because of the offenses. So we have to give up these offenses. Offenses make fences, that block you from experiencing Krishna and His transcendental pastimes right now before your very eyes. So, what do you think? Think or sink? If we don't think about Krishna, we sink down into the modes, deeper, deeper into the modes. Think or sink? Think about Krishna or sink deeper and deeper into the modes of ignorance. It's pretty bad down there, y'all. I mean, the deeper you go, the worse it gets. So let's not sink into the modes. Let's take advantage of the bona fide spiritual master and get out of this hellish quagmire called material existence. You understand my point? Does it make sense to you, what I'm saying? I hope it does. I hope it's not going in one ear and out the other ear. I hope it's going deep, deep, deep within your heart. That's what I'm hoping for. Because I don't, the more I can help you become Krishna conscious, the more I can become Krishna conscious. I'm also a struggling neophyte, disciple of Prabhupada, struggling to please my spiritual master. But I know the more that I can connect you, the more I become connected. That's when I give a lecture, I try to really, really connect you all with Krishna Pakka, solidly connect you. Because I know that connects me. The more I can connect you, the more I become connected. So how to become connected? What's that called? Yoga. How do they connect the bull to the plow? With a yoke. Know the similarity between the English word yoke and the Sanskrit word yoga. In other words, the English word yoke is an etymological derivation of the word yoga. There's a connection. Yesterday we talked about also uttama and ultimate. You see. You can study word origins and see that you can trace back so many English words to Sanskrit. As I mentioned yesterday, these rascal scholars, they don't accept that Sanskrit is the mother of all languages, but actually it is. We know from Prabhupada, Sanskrit is the mother of all civilized tongues, you see. So we can trace it back to Sanskrit. The original culture on this planet was Vedic culture, but it became watered down by what? The influence of the age of Kali. It became watered down. So now our Krishna conscious movement is to reverse the influence of Kali, drive Kali back, get back, get back. Kali, get out of the way. You're standing in the way of Lord Chaitanya's movement. Now get out of here, Kali. Let me show you out the back door. Get out of here. You're not welcome here, Kali. There's a 10,000-year period in which Kali is predicted to go into remission. It's our duties to actually show him out the back door, kick him out the back door. And how do you do? Begin right here. We have Kali sitting in our own hearts. It's a fact. What is quarrel? No, but it's Kali, the tendency to fight. The quarreling mentality. That's Kali's influence. Over the slightest thrift rifle, we fight, or we even go to war, clearing war between new nations over the slight little trifle thing. Killing thousands of people, murdering babies, children are killed, so many over a slight disagreement between two politicians. Can you imagine? It's the influence of the age of Kali. So we have to start out by driving Kali out of our own hearts. You see? Become very tolerant, very meek and mild in this way. Anyway, we have a few minutes left. We could end it early, but if you have any questions, let me have them. I'm ready. If you have no questions, then are you dull-headed? My question, if you don't have any questions, my question is, are you a bunch of dullards here? Are you dullards? Here we go. You may have to help me. Yeah. Question of the internet?
No, I've written my question down.
Okay. You can. Okay.
So, Prabhu, how do we keep faith when something seemingly unfair happens? We know that Krishna is there, but then when things don't go how we would want it to go, then how do we keep faith? How do we?
An excellent question. That's a great challenge we all face. When things are going great, Krishna Ganya's ki jai. When things are going really bad, what's Krishna doing to me? Why is he doing this to me? Or if it doesn't even really exist, It's a very, very important question. Thank you very much. How do we remain Krishna conscious when things are going bad? Well, there's an interesting quote in the, of course there's many similar quotes like this, but there's an interesting quote mentioned in the Sri Upanishad: "Will not be happy or disturbed over the desirable and undesirable situations, know that they're simply creations of the mind." That's one way to look at it. When things are going bad, they're not really going bad, but I think they're going bad. You see? Yes. Microphone to Guru Manager.
In the material world, everything is going wrong. Our coming here is wrong. Fish out of the water. So fish cannot be happy. Every time. That's why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Matra Sparshas Kaunteya. Summer, winter comes in, we have to learn to tolerate.
Fish out of the water. Actually, when you're not Krishna conscious, everything is bad, and that's the real point. When you're not Krishna conscious, you're a fish out of the water, you may think it's, we may think things are going nicely sometimes, and they're not nice, but actually they're always bad, that's the point. When you're not Krishna conscious, everything is actually bad. When things are a little less bad, we think it's good. It's like you're beating somebody with a hammer, boom, boom, boom. And you get a little tired, you put the hammer down for a minute, oh, he's not hitting me now, jai. You're bleeding, you get lumps in your head, you're thinking you're happy because he's not hitting me right now. You see? So this is called Maya Sukhaya, illusory happiness. There actually is absolutely zero happiness in this material world. When I'm having sex, I'm feeling good, or I'm having some ice cream, I'm feeling good, But this is all an illusion. There is no happiness at all in the material world. Zero happiness. So that we have to always understand. We have to also understand that even we do, it's all an illusion. I'm not happy. I'm not. These are all mental concoctions. Happiness, enjoyment, happiness, enjoyment. Happiness and suffering, happiness and suffering. The actual position is Satchidananda Vigraha, eternal full of knowledge and bliss. That's the actual position. And that's our actual situation, but we're not tasting it because we're misidentifying with this rotting corpse. This aging, rotting corpse, we're misidentifying with them. So we have to get out of this quagmire of misidentification with the body. As long as you identify with your body, you're going to be fearful. You will be scared. Every time I get in the car, I'm worried I might be killed in an automobile accident. You see? That's why I buckle up. Because I'm afraid I'll be killed on the way to the temple today. I may make it to the temple, I'd be killed on the way to the... Charupam would just die, my godbrother, just killed in an automobile accident. Tomorrow, Krishna Maharaj was also killed in an automobile accident. So we have to understand the very, very, very dangerous place is, but if I'm free from bodily consciousness, Jivarasa Rupa Hoy, Krishnara Nichadas Aham Brahmasmi, if I'm free from bodily consciousness, there's no more fear. Abhay, Chadhana Binda. One who becomes fearless by taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. So let's do it, Prabhus and Matajis. Let's kick out identifying with this blood and flesh, this bag of stool and urine, pus and blood. Yick. Yicky. Why am I identifying with it? They go to the toilet room passing stool and urine. I want to identify with this thing. It's gross, it's nasty, disgusting actually thing. So stop identifying with it. Realize you're an eternal spiritual being. And take even the most horrible suffering conditions as the greatest blessing. See, here's what you have to do that. First of all, understand that's the reality, philosophically. We can all say, yes, I'm not the body, there's no suffering actually for the soul. Understand it philosophically, and number two, desire to realize it. Understand it, desire to realize it, and then do the steps necessary to realize it, sadhana bhakti. The three things. Understand it philosophically, desire to realize it, and then take up the steps of sadhana bhakti to actually realize it. Three things. Process Prabhupada has given us. Chant 16 minutes of japa every day, follow the regular principles, give out the restrictions. In this way, remain in the association of devotees, hear, chant, remember, offering obeisances, offer prayers, sing bhajans, sing kirtans. All of these things are meant to bring that realization upon us. So we have to be patient. It's not going to happen immediately, although it could happen immediately. Within 1/11th of a second, if our desire is intense enough. The difficulty is our desire is not intense enough. That's the problem. We have to intensify our desire to become awakened in Krishna consciousness. Intensify, 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 intensify it. You see. Like the fighter on the battlefield, he intensifies his desire to kill the enemy soldier. And he focuses on it. I'm going to kill that guy right now. I'm going to wipe him out with my arrow. There he is. I'm going to aim. Got to aim really carefully and put full force into this arrow. Intensify, intensify, intensify the desire to become fully Krishna conscious. Prabhupada told me, he said, all material desire is zero, whether you can be like that. Prabhupada challenged me. So I have a challenge from Prabhupada, whether you can be like that. So that challenge, remembering that challenge helps me to intensify my desire to actually please my spiritual master, becoming free of all material desires, one desire only, to please my beloved Srila Prabhupada. Does that help a little bit? Yeah. Wait till the mic comes.
Whatever Krishna does is all right, because not a blade of grass move and everything happens to us or to anybody. Is whatever Krishna does is all right. You remember that pastimes, the king got his finger cut and the minister said, he came to minister, I got my finger cut. So he said, whatever Krishna does is all right. And then he was very angry and put the minister into the jail. And he went out on hunting. And then he was caught up by the dacoits who were going to offer him as a sacrifice to Kali. And because his finger was cut, they could not offer him as a sacrifice. Yeah. And they let him go. So when he came back, he told the minister that you say that whatever Krishna does is all right. So whatever happens up to everybody is sanctioned by the Lord, not a blade of grass moves.
Yeah, that's a nice example, yeah.
Yeah. So we can understand this is to uplift me to Krishna consciousness. Whatever has happened makes me more Krishna conscious. That's what we have to take it, and this, so that we can be always uplifted our Krishna consciousness. So then, continuing that pastimes, when the minister, the king came and told minister that you said whatever happens, whatever Krishna does is all right, but I put you in the prison, how that is all right? So he said, since whenever you go hunting, you will take me, but I have all my fingers.
Whatever Krishna does, it's a great story. It's really a good story. I should put that in thought for the day. It's really a great story. Yeah, really a good story. Whatever Krishna does is all right. That's a bit. Okay, next.
Prabhuji, so we have read about the consciousness, but what about following your heart? Like, does Vedas talk about like following your heart, and in what context?
We read about consciousness. Does Vedas talk about following your heart? If it does, how is it?
Well, follow your real heart means there's the material heart and the spiritual heart. Your real heart is to be a devotee of Krishna. That's your actual heart. That's the heart you should follow. I want to become Krishna's pure devotee, not the material heart. I want to enjoy the material world.
Following the heart or material way is...
Microphone? Give it Guru Maharaj the microphone. Give the mic. No, go ahead, go ahead. Into the mic.
Following the material heart is following the mind, can be a greatest enemy or greatest friend.
There's Godas and Goswami. The Goswami is following his actual heart. The Godas is following his so-called heart. I want to enjoy this, I want to enjoy that. I want to enjoy this girl, I want to enjoy this money, I want to enjoy this car, whatever. That's not the real heart. The real heart is Jivara Sarupahai Krishna and Nityadas. That's the real following of the heart. You understand?
Prabhuji, when you have multiple options, how do we know that which one is the right one?
By studying the right heart, you have to read the Bhagavad Gita, then you know what is the right heart. You have to, by hearing from the bona fide spiritual master, from the Bhagavad Gita, you'll understand what is the actual heart. If you use your own judgment, you'll be off the track. Your judgment is imperfect. You're not qualified to make the judgment. You have to hear from authority. You see. You go to the school, the teacher says, students, 1 plus 1 equals 2. You say, well, teacher, I think 1 plus 1 equals 5. You got to hear from the teacher, the qualified teacher. No, my dear student, 1 plus 1 does not equal 5. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So you have to hear from the authority. Just like you studied arithmetic in school. Did you tell the teacher, I think 1 plus 1 equals 5? No. You took the authority of the teacher. The teacher said 1 plus 1 equals 2. You accept the authority, and therefore you have a proper understanding, because you accepted the teacher. You have to accept the teacher, not your own, bring your own stupid imagination. You understand?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for the wonderful class. So my question is, if everything happens by Krishna will, like Mataji said, even the blade of grass moves by Krishna will, so why do we have free will?
Why do we have free will? Yes. We have free will, and this is, I've explained many, many times. If I say, my dear sir, love me or I blow your brains out. Love, free will love cannot exist without free will. Krishna wants to enjoy loving relationships. That's his thing. He likes loving relationships. So he's manifesting you. I'm talking about you personally. He's manifesting you from himself. You're his expanded energy for this purpose, the sole purpose of having a loving relationship with you. Now but to have that loving relationship with you means you have to have a free choice to love Krishna or leave Krishna. So you made the mistake of leaving him, but now he's bringing you back by the mercy of Guru, his mercy and the Guru of Krishna. He's bringing you back to him. So unless there's free will, love cannot exist. You understand the point? So love has to have, the free will must exist. Otherwise love cannot exist. Or they're a bunch of robots, a bunch of AI robots. Can you have a love affair with AI? So Krishna wants loving relations with the actual person, not AI robots. Yes.
He gave to Arjuna after giving all the instructions in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, you can follow this or you can give it away as you wish.
Yeah, Krishna gives Arjuna the choice. Now that you can do what you wish now. So Krishna gives Arjuna also the free will. So the free will is Krishna's mercy. We get to have our free choice. We get to have our own individuality, so we can do what we like. That's Krishna's kindness upon us.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Hare Krishna Mataji. So Maharaj, I have a question. Krishna instructed Arjuna to fight when injustice was done to Pandavas and Arjuna. So what should we do when an injustice is done to us? How should we behave?
Yeah, they fight against him. This like this whole material civilization is an injustice. They're killing the babies. They're they're killing the cows. There's so much injustice going around. So to fight against it. Prabhupada, we're declaring war against Maya. This is Arjuna is fighting a war. We're also fighting a war. The Krishna on the movement fighting a war against the Kali Yuga. We're definitely warriors here. Hare Krishna warriors. This is our war paint. We've declared war against the material nature by this process. So fight injustice. Definitely fight it.
So you mean fighting like actual fight? Like actual fighting, like physical?
Fighting means actual physical fight?
If necessary. There was one time when some Gundas attacked the Ratha Yatra festival in San Francisco. Did you hear that? Our Brahmananda, he beat him off. And some of our devotees are very strong. They beat off the Gundas who were attacking the Ratha Yatra festival. Physical fighting. They beat those guys. They drove him away. They beat the hell out of him. Even our Madhvacharya, Madhvacharya, our great Acharya, he was very powerful. When a tiger came to attack one of his sannyasi disciples, he fought with that tiger so valiantly, the tiger had to go away with his tail between the legs. He physically fought the tiger, yeah. Madhvacharya was very powerful. He fought a tiger and defeated the tiger, yeah, by physical fighting. Sometimes physical fighting is necessary if they attack. If someone comes to kill your spiritual master, you definitely fight him to the death if you have to. Wait, microphone.
Also, either we can physically fight if we have energy, or be like Haridas Thakur. Our main weapon is chanting Hare Krishna.
So he simply tolerated and took shelter of Krishna also. That's also done. The police came and arrested me. I didn't fight. I just chanted Hare Krishna and went to jail. And I got out. Krishna released me from the jail. So sometimes we have to be tolerant also. Somebody puts you in jail and you just tolerate him. Just like in Gainesville many years ago, we had our free lunch program there. And the campus said, no more free lunch on the Plaza of the Americas. So our temple president was in a fighting mood. He sent the devotees out to defy the Qazi, taking the free lunch program and the disobedience to the Qazi's order. And the police came, they arrested the devotees, dragged them, put them in handcuffs and dragged them across the campus and put them in squads cars for the heinous crime distributing a free lunch to the students. And we took him in court and we fought in the court and we beat him in the court. So, yeah, we can fight in the courts. We can fight physically, fight in the courts. Or we have to tolerate also sometimes. Lower than the straw in the street. Sometimes we do very much in a fighting mood. Just like one day, I tell the story many times. I'm distributing prasadam on the University Avenue in Gainesville, giving out prasad, simply wonderfuls and invitation of our Sunday love feast. And one hippie thought he'd have a little fun with this Hare Krishna guy. He came up and knocked all the simply wonderfuls onto the street. Boom! So, what do you think? Well, Tanada, peace, and each. No way. I said, you better get up out of those sweets right now, like that. I yelled him right in his face, and he became a Bodhi instantly. And I yelled at him so strongly and so with such intense anger, he surrendered. I yelled at him so like I beat the hell out of you. You don't pick up those sweets. But I'm not a fighter, but boy, I became like a fighter that day. I studied drama in school. I studied the art of acting in school. So I acted like a heavy chhatri. You're going to beat the hell out of him. He didn't pick him up. And it worked. He ran out in the street and dipped all the sweets on my order. So sometimes we do very heavy also against injustice. Even if not by physical, but by speaking also. Prabhupada can be very heavy. His words can be very heavy. When the servant fell asleep and didn't come when he rang the bell, Prabhupada chastised him like anything, like a thunderbolt. Prabhupada can be very much like a thunderbolt when he was angry. So we have to use everything in Krishna's service. We have to fight injustice in so many ways. But the number one fight is your own heart. The injustice, your mind is a rascal pulling you away from Krishna. So your number one fight is injustice is right there in your heart. Your mind is pulling you away from Krishna again and again and again and again and again. See? So that's the big, big fight, the Maha fight against your rascal mind. Your mind doesn't want you to surrender to Krishna. You know you should, but the mind is blocking you from surrendering to Krishna. So you have to say, okay, you rascal mind. You know, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, beat the mind with shoes 100 times in the morning and with a broomstick 100 times at night. So you got to beat the hell out of that rascal, you rascal mind. What are you doing? Meditating on sex or money or this or that? You rascal mind. My dear mind, your only business is to be fixed to the lotus feet of Guru and Krishna. No other business, you understand? You rascal mind. You got to be heavy on your mind. Heavy, heavy on your mind. Okay, we're over time, but I'll allow one more.
Yes, so my question is if you can explain a little bit about Namaprad, Nambhas and Shuddhanam, and you can describe about how we can reach to the levels. First we can explain the Namaprad, Nambhas and Shuddhanam, and then how can we go forwards.
What was the second half? And that's a whole seminar about that, a whole seminar. Actually, I've been asked to do, I've agreed to do a whole seminar on the Harinam Chintamani, which talks about those things. I've asked me to do a seminar from Veda University. He's asked me to do a big seminar on Harinam Chintamani. But to put it briefly, the first one is to be offensive to devotees. You know what the 10 offenses, you should know them by heart. And you should always be analyzing yourself. Am I committing these offenses or not? You should be your own psychiatrist analyzing yourself. Am I making these offenses or not? Somebody pointed out to me my japa was not proper, it was sloppy. I went, oh, got to get it back on the track. Somebody pointed out to me my japa was getting garbled, I wasn't properly pronounced. Oh, that's a blessing, let me get back on the track. So take everything, take all advice from every direction to help you become fixed in chanting the holy names. But actually, we talk about 10 offenses. It's an interesting point. Why do we say there's 10 offenses and we say it's also offensive to be inattentive while chanting? That's 11. Why do we call it 10 offenses when there are 11? And everybody wondered about that one? The answer is very clear. There's actually 2 lists. Nectar Devotion has a list, and the TLC has a list. And one list, being inattentive is one of the 10. And there's 2 different lists. So in the other list, in TLC, being inattentive is one of the 10. So it's correct to say that as the add-on, because that covers both lists that way. The TLC list and the Nectar Devotion list. But anyway, you have to desire, my dear Lord, please bless me with Shuddhanam. Just beg Krishna, you see. And you know that bhajan by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that's very helpful if you want to get Shuddhanam. You know that bhajan? Kabe habe bodo seidi namar. You can sing that bhajan sometimes. Kambe hambe bolo seidi namar. When will that day be mine? When my offenses ceasing, taste for the name increasing, when in my heart will your mercy shine? Aparada gucci, Shuddhaname ruchi, kriva vole hambe hridoye sanchar, kambe hambe bolo seidi namar. When, oh, when will that day be mine? You can sing that bhajan sometimes with great feeling. Just with great feeling, sit down and get kartals or madanga or a harmonium, whatever you're into, or hands or whatever. Sing that bhajan with great feeling. And when hankering, when will that day be mine? When I get all of these offenses. And Lord Krishna will reciprocate with you. That bhajan is very helpful. I recommend that bhajan for the nam-aparadis. Like me. That's a bhajan good for all of us. Kabe habe bada sedim. Wow, it's a great bhajan. Okay, We're a little, 10 minutes over, but one last word from Guru Maharaji. Microphone to Guru Maharaji, wait. Wait. Okay.
Wouldn't you say that the 10th offense is the number one? The 10th offense is the number one offense.
10th offense is what?
What we say?
Will you say that 10th offense
Which is
number one offense actually?
It's a number one. Inattentive. Inattentiveness is the number one offense. Although it is not mentioned in that way, but I say 10th offense is the number one offense.
We can all accept that. We can all agree with you completely. Ki jai.
So we have to be focused. Like Prabhupada says, say the holy names and hear. Then the mind will be focusing. Inattentive chanting is the greatest offense. It will take you into many, many directions.
Okay, we'll stop there and we thank you for tuning in. Hare Krishna. Prasadam if you want. Anybody want prasadam? Come.